Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part 31 of Git and GitHub tutorial. In this part 31, we'll know about how to manage code review on GitHub by the reviewer. So I'll suggest you before going through the part 31, please visit my part 29 of Git and GitHub tutorial, that is steps to create pull request or PR in GitHub. So you can get this video in my playlist, that is the Git and GitHub tutorial playlist. Alright, so I'll go to my presentation here. So in this session, what we will discuss, that is the owner will review these changes and ask this member, that is satyaCsgithub, to fix the issue, and this member, that is the satyaCsgithub, will fix the issue. The member will push the changes and create a PR or pull request for the latest changes, and the owner will review these changes again. Okay, so the owner will review these changes and ask satyaCsgithub member to fix the issue. So here the owner is Mohan CS GitHub. I already have logged as the account here in the GitHub account, and it will log into this GitHub account and review the changes, whatever the pull request has been raised by the satyaCs GitHub and the member of this one of the member of this GitHub. Alright, so earlier this member satyaCsgithub has created one pull request, and whatever changes he has made, he has assigned to this reviewer. Mohan GitHub is the owner to review these changes, so that the owner has got one mail through his mail ID, and after then he got one pull request URL, the owner, and he will check the changes made by the satyaCsgithub. You can see satyaCsgithub requested EU, means the owner, review on this pull request or PR. So the year added in header section is the commit message, and here you can see owner also can see the name on the reviewer section, that's the Mohan GitHub. Alright, so the owner, that is Mohan GitHub, will log into this GitHub account and review the changes of satyaCsgithub. That's the member of that GitHub who has raised the pull request. And how to raise the pull request, I already have described in earlier videos. So the next is, then the reviewer will check the index.html and its changes under the files change sections. Alright, so I'll go here, I'll click in this files changed options here, and he needs to check this index.html file, right? Whatever changes made by the satyaCsgithub member. So he has changed something, that is 21 to -22, and you can see the compare between the earlier, this one the line who was given by the owner, and this one the line who was made by the member of this GitHub, that is satyaCsgithub. So what I'll do, I just review this one. So I just click here, and the owner need to add some comments. So here what the owner will give some comments here, that is we need to change the phone number, mail. Earlier this one the project output, right? So owner needs to change this mobile number and the timing and the mail ID. Alright, so the owner will type that you should change the mobile number, timing and the mail ID. Alright, so this one the reviewer wants to change in that code, so that the member will get these changes, and the changes will be made by the member of that GitHub. Alright, so after then what the options we need to select by the owner, that is comment, approve and request changes. So I'll select here as request changes here, after then submit review. Alright, so owner has given some comments, so that the member will get their comments, what the owner wants to change in that code. Alright, so here after adding the review by the reviewer, you can see go to the file changed options again, and here the owner has already viewed this, and so that I just check here the viewed, the owner has viewed this review changes and already given some comments here. So I'll again go to this conversations and make sure this one is reflected or not. So you can see that Mohan's GitHub has given some changes. That is he has left some comment that is you should change the mobile number, timing, and mail ID. So make sure this review has been viewed or not by the owner. So on the owner account login, you can check that the owner has already seen that viewed of the request changes or review the changes here. All right. Also, whatever owner has given some comments on the pull request URL. You can see that satyaCsgithub wants to merge commitment from this branch, his own branch, and he has given some comments before 6 days ago. And Mohan says GitHub 1 minute ago he has given some change request or left some comments. That is the member should change the mobile number, timing, and mail ID. All right. So okay. Now what I'll do. Here we can check the comments added by the reviewer to make changes in the index.html file as shown here in the one plus minus symbol here on the red mark. You can see that Mohan says GitHub requested changes. Alright, so what requested changes, that is he wants to change the mobile number, timing, and mail ID. Alright, so here we can see the changes are requested by the owner on that particular pull request given by the owner, that is Mohan says GitHub. Alright, so next is satyaCsgithub, the member will check the comment of the reviewer and fix the issue. So I'll go to this login account of this member, that is satyaCsgithub, and satyaCsgithub will get one mail. I just refresh the mailbox of the satyaCsgithub owner. Sorry, satyaCsgithub is the member of this GitHub account. So you can see here one mail has come that regarding on the pull request changes. So I just opened that mail from the GitHub. That is the Mohan says GitHub is Mohan ORG Global is the organization name, and it is the project or repository name healthcare-project, and the header section is the commit message has given by the satyaCsgithub. So here what are the topics, what are the changes made by the owner is the owner requested changes on this pull request or PR. So what the owner wants to change, that the member should change the mobile number and timing and mail ID. So in this way the member can see the mail from the owner what he wants to change on that particular pull request. So I'll go to this pull request of that member. I already have login as a satyaCsgithub here. So I want to see what the owner wants to change. So I just refresh this one. Alright, so now the member satyaCsgithub will log in and check the changes requested by the reviewer here. So you can see that Mohan says GitHub requested changes 4 minutes ago on the login of member, that is satyaCsgithub of the GitHub account, and satyaCsgithub has seen that the owner requested changes 4 minutes ago, and he left some comment that is you should change the mobile number, timing, and mail ID. Alright, also he can see that on that if we'll put on cursor on that particular mark, that is plus minus symbol, he can see that the owner requested some changes. The owner name has been given under the reviewer's part. Alright, so here our reviewer is the Mohan says GitHub, and he wants to change that requirements whatever I already described earlier. So in this way reviewer can add some comment on that particular pull request, and this member can see the mail regarding on the requested changes by the owner, and the member can see the same thing or what the owner wants to change on that particular pull request. Alright. Okay, I just want to open my mail ID again. Alright, so in this way the conversations can be made between two members, between the owner and a member on that particular pull request. So here on the login of the owner, he has given some comments on that particular pull request, and here the login of the Git member of the GitHub account, he or she can see the comments given by the owner. So that owner whatever wants to change, whatever changes he wants to change, the owner can see the changes here, comments here, right? So here in this way the member will log in and check the changes requested by the reviewer. So here I'll make some changes in the index.html file. I'll go to the Visual Studio here, and as per the changes requested by the owner, I want to change. So the mobile number should be in their div tag. The mobile number, timing and mail ID is there. So whatever is reflecting on that particular output, so I'll change here. So the mobile number I mention here, and the timing should be 8 AM to 11:30 Monday to Friday, and the satyainfo org, I change that mail ID also and save the changes. Alright, so I save the changes here. I'll go to the browser and refresh this, make sure this one is reflected in that output or not. So it will take some time to get the output. So I just want to change something here. Okay, now some angle bracket is missed here, that's why the span tag is showing there. So I just save these changes again and refresh this. Also the member can add more than one reviewer here on using this particular pull request. There is no changes will be made on that pull request URL. So another member, if he wants to add another member, also he or she can see the particular pull request and give some comments on that particular pull request, so that the member can make some changes on that request. All right. Okay, now finally the whatever changes made by the member is reflected now, and he has updated the mobile number, the timing, and the mail ID as requested given by the owner. So I just close this one, and I'll go to my git bash here. So on the git bash I already have created one branch here on that particular username, that is satyaCsgithub. So this branch name is satyaCsgithub underscore branch report. This is the active repository, and to do the pull and push request I already have configured the username and user email for author identity. So now I'll check the status here. Before that I just close this browser. Alright, so make sure the Visual Studio is on not in run mode. Okay, now it is normal. So I'll go here and check the status. So git status here. So here you can see that the index.html is in change not staged for commit. So because I have made some changes here, right, so that it is in a red mark and it is under the changes not staged for commit. Alright, and here the member added the changes in index.html to the staging area. So the command line is git add, and I want to push only this file, that is the index.html. So I click enter. So index git add index.html, right? So it is in app drive and channel CS global, it's there, index.html. Git add index.html, right? Okay, so web application 1. Okay, why it is because I want to go map to the web application 1 path. Alright, so you can see that I just clear the screen. That's why it does not map to the directory, that it's showing that it cannot be added to the staging area. So that because web application 1 is not mapped to our directory here, so I have added using cd command, and you can see index.html is in stage not for commit. So I want to add this file name onto the staging area. So the command is index.html git add index.html here. So the file successfully add to the staging area. So if I check the status, then see the result here. So again I'll check the status, git status here. So you can see that our index.html file is ready to be committed. That's why it is showing in the green mark. So I just clear the screen here. Alright, so if I'll check the status again, so if I just check the status, then see the result as already ready to be committed to the staging area and not committed files. Here you can see that this file is ready to be committed, index.html and other files is not ready to be committed because this is not added to the staging area yet. Alright, so I just clear the screen. Then the next step is commit those changes to the staging area. So the command is git commit, alright, -m. I want to add some comments, that is the mobile number and the email and the timing are added. Alright, so I just click enter. So we already have committed those changes to the staging area using the command git commit, and the final one is push those changes here, right? So git push origin, and the branch name I want to mention this one because this under this branch only we have made some changes. So after then click enter. Okay, it's want to sign with your browser, so that I just click here. So you can see that we successfully push those changes files from local git to GitHub repository successfully after successfully authentication. And I'll go to I'll go to the Visual Studio here and right click and view history of that index.html file. So you can see that we can see the update in the view history section after pushing these changes using Visual Studio. So the recent push information has been successfully reflected here. That is the commit ID. You can see something 1E and with A1, author is satyaCsgithub, author date is today's date, and the committer is the mail ID satyaCsgithub, and the mobile number, email, timings, commit message has been added here. So in this way we can see the commit message and push related informations using Visual Studio on that particular file. This is the satyaCsgithub branch of satyaCsgithub branch, and this is the main branch. This main branch is coming because this committed information has been made by the owner, and this committed information has been made by the member of the GitHub. And you can see that in the Visual Studio, when you open that application, the branch is showing here satyaCsgithub underscore branch repo, and this is the repository you can see in the Visual Studio. Alright, so I'll check the GitHub repo as shown for the latest changes. I'll go to here my login using the member account. I just click here the repository, and I can see I want to see some changes whether made by the member or not. Here is the main branch. I want to change the switch to branch that is satyaCsgithub, and we can see the whatever push changes has been made by the member. So that you can see that satyaCsgithub mobile number, email, timing has been added in the web application 1. So I just open that web application 1. Alright, and here you can see index.html is successfully updated 5 minutes ago, so that it is showing. That means our push operation has successfully conducted by the member of that GitHub. So I'll go to the repository here. So switch to the satyaCsgithub branch. Alright, so the commit message is reflected here for the particular file name, 5 commits 5 minutes ago, and this is the commit ID, whatever reflected in the Git in the Visual Studio. The same commit ID is reflected here after push these changes. Alright, now I'll check the index.html file changes made in the GitHub repo. So that I'll go to here, web application 1, and open this index.html file. Alright, you can see here whatever changes made by the member, that is the mobile number and the timing and the mail ID has successfully updated to our index.html in our remote GitHub repository. Alright, so now I will go to again my GitHub repository healthcare-project. So I'll go to here, switch my branch satyaCsgithub, and you can see this branch is 2 commits ahead of main, and you can see the pull request URL here, right? So I will go to, so I will check the compare the changes between these files. Now check our existing pull request for these new changes as shown here. I'll just click here, go to file changed options, and you can see that after pushing those changes, and also you can see that is the Mohan's the member mobile number, email, timing added. It is already pushed to our updated to our pull request. Alright, so I just open this one and file changed. Okay, now we can compare the changes before and whatever changes we have made after the push the changes. It is showing here in the particular div tag. Before the number was something 9123, after updating it was 8763, and the timing was 7 AM, and after updated it is now 8 AM to 11:30, and the mail ID was satyainfo@company.com, and after push those changes the mail ID successfully updated from there to satyainfo@company.com. Alright, so in this way we compare this file using the existing pull request on that particular file, that is index.html. Alright, so whatever the old one is, it is highlighted with the pink mark, and whatever recent changes has been made, it is available with the green mark here, you can see, right? So I'll go to here, I'll check the code status with commit changes. So I just select here the commit, and you can see before it was the year added in a header section here, and today it is mobile number, email, and timings are added. Commit message successfully updated. So before the ID was EE1900F. Now for their recent push changes it is 1E175B3. Alright, also you can see like this, you go to this repository, switch to your branch here, satyaCsgithub, and click on these 5 commits. So here you can see the code status with commit changes also, right? And you can see there's so many commit messages is showing here. That is, the recent commit message was mobile number, email and timings are added. If you click on that, you can see that whatever changes made by the owner recently, it is reflected. That is the index.html file. It is the new commit changes. Now I'll go to my pull request URL and I'll check the pull request URL to check the updated commit status. So I'll select here, you can see that satyaCsgithub has added one comment, that is the mobile number and timing are added here. So whatever the commit message has been added by the member of that GitHub, so it is reflected now. 6 days ago the message was the year added changes done by satyaCsgithub member, and now whatever unwanted has reviewed the changes and requested for changes, this member has already done, and the request and the commit message has successfully reflected here. So if I'll click on that particular link, so it is redirect to the changes made by the GitHub member here. Alright, so I just go here again to the pull request URL and let's see whatever changes here. And if we'll go to commits, in the pull request also commit message is successfully updated. There is no checks, so that it is showing 0. And I'll go to file changed. There is one file is changed here, and this file change option, it is showing with the old one and the new one, or whatever made by the GitHub member. Alright, so next one is the same thing, same pull request URL will be reviewed by the reviewer again. So go to the login account of that owner. So I just refresh this one pull request URL of the owner GitHub account. Make sure this after updated some changes by the member, make sure unwanted is added or not added as a request review. So earlier it was requested by the member for year added in header section. Now whatever changes requested by the owner, the member has given some changes, so I want to send the request to this owner again. So there is a option here, request review. I just refresh this one so that you can see one mark is coming here like yellow symbol. I just refresh here to make sure it is updated or not as a reviewer name. Yeah, it is reflected. Before it was not there. So after click on that request again, it is showing that the member again send the request for that latest changes to that owner, that is satyaCsgithub. So I'll go to here again the owner account. I just refresh this pull request URL. So you can see after refresh this, satyaCsgithub again requested your review on this pull request. That means the owner again review this request by the member. So on the reviewer section, the owner name is showing. So it is on the login account of owner, right? So owner also can see the message that satyaCsgithub requested you on the pull request, and the reviewer name he or she can check. And here there is a owner has left some comment earlier after push the changes. Member 42 minutes ago he has sent a request for the review, and the view changes button is there. You can click here for more details. So after click on, it is redirected to the index.html file, and our owner can check whatever changes made by the member of that GitHub account. And you can see changes since last view. It is not viewed. Earlier it was viewed because it was click on that blue tick mark, but recent changes the owner has not viewed again. So I go to the conversations part. So in this way the owner of the GitHub account can check the pull request as the request given by the satyaCsgithub to review, and here the owner can check some informations like new changes since you last reviewed, and what are the commit message has given by the member, that is mobile number, email and timings are added as requested by the owner earlier, and the related commit ID, and this member requested the review from Monsh's GitHub 2 minutes ago. Alright, so on the changes request, one change request, one pending review is there. So in this way the member can add the reviewer to review the changes, and the reviewer can request the changes, and as per the request the member will go to his code and made some changes like mobile number updated, email and timings are updated in the Visual Studio, and after then he or she can push the changes to GitHub repository. After then the member will request again to this particular owner to see that request or review these changes again. Alright, so in the next video we'll discuss how the owner will review the final changes and merge the request on that particular pull request. So I'll go to my presentation here. So know about reviewer in GitHub. The reviewer is a specific person who reviews the changes you have proposed after you created a pull request or PR. If you are an organization member, you can also request a specific team to review your changes. Pull request authors cannot request reviews unless they are either a repository owner or collaborator with right access to the repository. Organization member can assign a pull request review to any person or team with read access to a repository. The requested reviewer or team will receive a notification that you asked them to review the pull request or PR. If you request a review from a team and code review assignment is enabled, the specific members will be requested and the team will be removed as the reviewer. So this is my YouTube channel. Subscribe and share it to get the up-to-date knowledge on .NET, .NET Core, SQL Server, C#, Azure, DevOps and GitHub. So in this part 31, what we have described, the owner will review the changes and ask the satyaCsgithub member to fix the issue, and this member has fixed the issue using Visual Studio Code of the index.html file, and the member has pushed the changes and created a pull request or updated the existing pull request for the latest changes, and the owner has reviewed the changes again. So that's it for today guys. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.